Y-linkage, also known as holandric inheritance, describes traits that are produced by genes located on the Y chromosome. It is a form of sex linkage. Y-linkage can be difficult to detect. This is partly because the Y chromosome is small and contains fewer genes than the autosomal chromosomes or the X chromosome. It is estimated to contain about 200 genes. Earlier, the human Y chromosome was thought to have little importance. Although the Y chromosome is sex-determining in humans and some other species, not all genes that play a role in sex determination are Y-linked. The Y chromosome generally does not undergo genetic recombination, and only small regions called pseudoautosomal regions exhibit recombination. The majority of the Y chromosome genes that do not recombine are located in the non-recombining region. For a trait to be considered Y-linkage, it must exhibit these characteristics. Occurs only in males. Appears in all sons of males who exhibit that trait. Is absent from daughters of trait carriers, instead the daughters that are phenotypically normal and do not have affected offspring. These requirements were established by the pioneer of Y-linkage, Kurt Stern. Stern detailed in his paper genes he suspected to be Y-linked. His requirements at first made Y-linkage hard to prove. In the 1950s, using human pedigrees, many genes were incorrectly determined to be Y-linked. Later research adopted more advanced techniques and more sophisticated statistical analysis. Hairy ears are an example of a gene once thought to be Y-linked in humans. However, that hypothesis was discredited. Due to advancements in DNA sequencing, Y-linkage is getting easier to determine and prove. The Y chromosome is almost entirely mapped, revealing many Y-linked traits. Y-linkage is similar to, but different from X-linkage, although both are forms of sex linkage. X-linkage can be genetically linked and sex-linked, while Y-linkage can only be genetically linked. This is because male cells have only one copy of the Y chromosome. X chromosomes have two copies, one from each parent, permitting recombination. The X chromosome contains more genes and is substantially larger. Some ostensibly Y-linked traits have not been confirmed. One example is hearing impairment. Hearing impairment was tracked in one specific family, and through 7 generations all males were affected by this trait. However, this trait occurs rarely and has not been entirely resolved. Y chromosome deletions are a frequent genetic cause of male infertility.